don't know what's going on in Congress nowadays, but I know what I don't like, and I may talk about that. But what do you think of this? Someone for a congressional candidate, born and raised in Meriden, graduated from Fordham University, has a master's degree in international security and economics from University of Maryland, has another master's degree from international relations from Georgetown, served in Afghanistan, so he's a veteran. I want to welcome to our program Justin Bernier. Justin, welcome back to State and Church.
Thank you. Afternoon. And all this talk about stained glass windows got me to thinking, what is it that the governor doesn't want us to see that's going on inside the Capitol?
I don't know, but for $700,000, I could put some nice stained glass windows in my church. I'll tell you that right now. Hey, I want to talk now. You are a candidate, is that correct? For the fifth district,
which is the better part of Western Connecticut.
Okay, and everything I said is true, right? You served in Afghanistan.
Yeah, born and raised, not in Meriden, I think you said, but grew up in Plainville, in Farmington, lived in Plainville.
Okay, and so you're a product of the state. You're born and raised here in Connecticut, and I'm glad that you're running. And I think you represent a lot of people with your experience level and what you've done. You're a good family man. Let me just ask you a question. This has been bugging me. We have a situation where in this country, within the Republican Party, we've got a group of folks, primarily Republicans, but independents as well, that are representing themselves as the Tea Party and being in the Tea Party, and they have maybe a little slightly more to right opinion than maybe your average Republican. And now we have people in Congress that are attacking them. And Representative Maxine Waters from California said that the Tea Party can go straight to hell. Frederica Wilson, also Democrat from Florida, says that the Tea Party is our real enemy here. I don't know. Is that a helpful kind of commentary at this point?
It is helpful, and they're also calling the Tea Party members terrorists, the enemy. And you know what the real sad thing about this is? Well, is that a lot of the members of the Tea Party have served their country overseas, have fought terrorism at home and abroad, have been under attack. And for these guys, folks like Maxine Waters, to throw around these terms against law-abiding Americans who in many cases have served their country, I think is a travesty.
Well, again, I think dissent is healthy, and since when if having a differing opinion of someone else, since when do you become the enemy? When do you become a terrorist?
A difference in opinion, and you can have a public dialogue and a debate about it without this kind of name calling. And here's the thing: a member of Congress needs to have a much better, or rather a higher level of discourse than just the average citizen. They should not go around calling constituents terrorists, the enemy. And it just drags everything down to the gutter. And what you see here is really a diversionary tactic. I mean, all of this name calling, it's really meant to try to divert the American public's attention away from the real problems that we have. And folks like Maxine Waters, they just don't have any solutions for the problems facing this country right now. So it's a lot easier for them to just name call and try to drag that dialogue into the gutter.
And Justin, you've raised a good point. Isn't that mostly the case when people are out of ideas, out of productive solutions, they just revert to name calling?
Personal attacks.
Yep, that's exactly where it goes.
And we just had Marco Rubio up there talking. He gave a great speech over at the Reagan Library, and he said something that struck me. He said, "We build a government that not even the richest, most prosperous country in the world can afford." And really, that's what the Tea Party movement is talking about. It's not talking about changing America in a way that's going to be unrecognizable. It's about getting the size of government down to something that is manageable and recognizable to the American people.
Well, and to that point, it was in fact our own president, and that's just hours before his election, said that we were on the verge of fundamentally transforming America. Well, I don't think the path to transformation is going so well for the average American citizen.
No, what we need to do is get America back to normal, and And the Connecticut that I grew up in had prosperity, plenty of jobs. Businesses and families flocked to this state because it was a tax haven, because it was a place where you could build a company and build a future. And that really has been the story of America forever. We're moving away from that model.
Yes.
And that's the real threat. That's what the Tea Party is reacting to.
Right. Justin Bernier, candidate for Congress in the 5th District. Do you have a website if people want to find out more about your campaign? Where would you direct them?
We sure do. BernierForCongress.org.
All right. Hey, thanks so much for coming back and being a guest on State and Church. Appreciate it.
Thank you.